right, Evan Ginsberg back with another edition of Legends TV, joined by co-host Jon Winell, noted poet, and the co-owner of Madhouse TV, who's also the host of Maverick Soul Hour, Tommy Ma, and journalist Mike Brown. What a crew we have today. And later, the stars of Valkyri Championship Wrestling featuring Julius Smokes, the illustrious Julius Smokes. So it's quite an eclectic mix as always. And I just want to, I want to acknowledge James Ajax Baynard, who tragically passed in a car crash yesterday. He was with Crown Heights Affair. Crown Heights Affair was on the show in April, and very saddened by his passing, and we want to dedicate this show to Ajax. What a gentleman and tremendous talent. Million-selling R&B act, Crown Heights Affair. So, James Ajax Baynard, you will be missed. And Jon, what's doing with you and your book?
Yeah, you know, it's always keeping busy and trying to get it out there, trying to, you know, get the poems out, always writing new ones, trying to promote it all together so, you know, people are always welcome to purchase it, you know, either through me or you know, contact me. And it's doing okay, you know, it's, you know.
And later in the show, we're going to hear a live set of poetry from you?
Yeah, one from the book and some new ones. And
nothing goes better with pro wrestling than poetry.
That's right. Well,
that's what we do here on Legends TV.
Maybe there's a little mix of both of them. Maybe there's a wrestling and poetry and a poetry and wrestling, right?
Wrestling can be poetic like anything else. Wrestling is the proletarian performance art, right, Mike?
That's right.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Mike loves his pro wrestling.
Definitely, definitely. A lot of years.
That's right. That's right. And Tommy, tell us about the new radio station that you have going here.
Well, we're just about up and running. It's going to be
24 hours a day. We ask any of you guys, bands that want to come have your music played, you can send your music in on an MP3 form to Madhouse at AOL, Madhouse TV at AOL.com. And give all your information and everything else, and we'll try to get you on the air because we're going to blast off. We're going to cover all the genres. We're going to have some talk. We're going to have everything. The whole list is going to be there. And anybody that's looking to do a radio show, give us a call or email us at madhousetv@aol.com and give us your information with your number, and we'll get back to you. And you'll be able to have your own radio show. I mean, what's better than that?
Okay, so inevitably what happens is, whether they're radio people or musicians, they go, what's the catch? How much?
Free.
Exactly.
Free. Free. A very weird word nowadays.
That's right.
That's great.
It's not even the air. You go get your air in your tires, it's $1.
It used to be a quarter.
Now it's $1.
Wow.
Really?
If you ever could dig up your grandparents and say, would you believe you got to pay $1 for air for your tire?
Well, when we were kids, you would never dream of paying for water either.
That's right.
There you go.
Right?
Well, that to me is a joke anyway.
Yeah.
Somebody
opens up a tab.
Somebody said it, you know, like, Jesus, you know, I used to be able to get on the subway and go 2 stops without a bottle of water. You know, every single person walks around with a bottle of water.
That's right.
Are we in the Sahara Desert or
That's
something?
right.
It's like, you can't go 3 blocks to work without a bottle of water.
And what about the cumulative effect that has on the environment? The vast amount of bottles don't get recycled. They end up in an ocean.
Yeah. All those. First of all, I want someone to physically bring me to one of these springs.
Yeah.
That it takes, 18 billion gallons to make a drop of water coming through.
Well, isn't there Deer Park? Is the water come from ocean?
Yeah. No, but really, where are these things? I think it's 2 people in Brooklyn with a garden hose filling up the bottles.
Could be.
Really, I mean, I remember watching 60 Minutes one time. I believe it was 60 Minutes, and they did a thing in the finest, in like 3 of the finest restaurants in New York. And before these elegant people that had tons of money, they said, listen, if you're willing to take this test, we'll pay for your dinner. So they gave them 10 bottles of water. Just taste each one. And all 10, every person that drank all 10, all picked the same bottle of water. And it was 2 people sitting in the alleyway with a garden hose filling up the bottles. And that was the bottles that they picked.
Interesting.
Well, New York City water is
And watch the fluoride that's in that water because it's going to kill you someday.
Well, marketing is all about creating a need. As kids, would you ever dream of people buying $300 sneakers? How ridiculous.
Oh,
Oh,
no
that's
way.
a bit much. And the
$1,000
kid-
jeans,
No.
To have a pair of sneakers was a miracle, and they were Converse or whatever.
Converse, Pro Keds, and
Pro-Ked.
Skips.
That's
right. That's right.
And now these kids have like 10 pair of those.
No,
300.
no. I have 6 grandsons, and it's an art form. You walk in their room, it's an art form, and then they deal them like drug dealers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
at
yeah,
a young
that's
age.
true.
I mean, my grandson.
He's like, at 15, he put all over the websites, trade, and they trade. I don't know how it goes down, but
But what I find,
What a
Music-
rip-off of
like
the-
music
of kids.
tapes. So yeah, it's
what,
a shame.
what I find is many times they're too gaudy. The guy's walking down the street, he's got blinding orange sneakers. You see him halfway down the block. Isn't that too much?
And the saddest part is, there's a guy right behind him with a gun that's going to kill him for those sneakers.
Yeah, for the $300 sneakers.
I got somebody
Well,
I
if he
work
falls
with.
asleep on the subway, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Someone I work with on a fixed income, Social Security, and he just bought a pair of sneakers for like $325.
$325.
On a
My
fixed deal.
sneakers
Yeah.
are $30. I go to Marshalls and I'm good.
That's right.
That's it.
That's
You
right.
see me.
And it's almost like a class system or a caste system where people will laugh at somebody if their sneakers aren't good enough. How did the corporations manage to brainwash people into this?
Well, I hate to say it. I really hate to say it because I do respect the man greatly, but I'd have to say Michael Jordan
Oh, yeah.
was the beginning of that whole thing.
Yeah,
You know, and
his name
Oh,
on
Michael
it,
Jordan.
everybody wants.
And it just built, and then other guys then the big money guys, the greedy pigs got
got in there and they created this monster. It's like crack.
When I hear that somebody's made insane amounts of money, my first question is, how much do they give back to the community, as opposed to how much are they taking from the community?
And what country is making those sneakers?
Well,
Oh yeah, some
and
sweatshop,
people.
some
What
what are they
sweatshop
paying
somewhere.
those people to make those sneakers?
That's right. If you're buying a nice shirt somewhere and it's $8 or $10, then what happens? We have, what happens? Somebody's in some sweatshop making it for 50 cents or $1 an hour.
That's the sad part. That's the sad part.
I guess we have some minor tech difficulties.
It's just me.
Yeah. So guys, what have you seen lately? I was at the Frigid New York Festival yesterday where I saw Mike Lemmy, the Depression and Swag Tour. He's a 25-year-old comedian. He's done this show. He's a friend of Nico White. Nico opened the show. Nico's awesome. Nico is going to be a superstar.
Absolutely no question. Next Kid Rock.
Uh,
I mean,
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock, close, yeah. So Mike Lemmy does this 50-minute set, and he's only 25 years old, on, growing up with a mom who was suicidal and slashes her wrist, and, somehow mixing laughs with very heavy, content. And I think he has a lot of potential, much like a Richard Pryor who made you laugh over, his tortured life, reality.
Lenny
And,
Bruce too did
Lenny Bruce also.
socially relevant stuff.
This wasn't like laugh, punchline, laugh. This was really from the heart. And he has 4 more shows. So check out Mike Lemmy, the Depression and Swag Tour, live in New York City at the Under St. Mark's Theater. Well worth seeing, folks. And it's only like $10. Cheaper than a movie. Check it out. Support independent theater as well as independent film, independent music, indie everything. And Mike, I know you're constantly going to concerts and shows. Who have you seen recently?
Yeah, recently I've seen Marshall Tucker, which I've seen them in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, 2000s, and now the 2010s. I also recently seen Robert Gordon, rockabilly guy. He does.
I know Robert Gordon. How was it?
It was at BB King's 2 years ago. I went. It really wasn't that good.
I saw Robert Gordon. It was one of the worst shows I've ever seen. He did like 5 songs and like sauntered off. So that's why I'm asking.
2 years ago, that's kind of what I got. But this past January, he was on point.
Good.
And he gave a good.
Because he's tremendously talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does an annual Elvis birthday tribute show there.
So you're a huge Elvis fan.
Big time.
All right. All right.
Love it down in Memphis.
And who else have you seen recently?
Well, I have a buddy named Gene DiNapoli. He does a great Elvis show. I've seen him recently. Got tickets to see Sheila E.
I love Sheila E.
Sheila.
Yeah.
I saw her down at Metrotech.
the
Metrotech
rain.
is in the rain with John.
I
Yeah,
was there.
Saw it with Ringo.
Saw it, Ringo. Yeah.
yeah. Sheila E's
she toured
awesome.
with Ringo.
I was at the 70s Soul Jam Saturday night. The stylistics are as great as any band on planet Earth. The Dramatics are great. Blue Magic are great. The Manhattans did 3 songs. There were hundreds of people walking in late. You couldn't even see the stage. It was pretty much a waste.
Yeah.
And a lot of the Manhattans died recently. There's very few original members at this point. But I love these 70s R&B shows. And speaking of which, the Illusions, who were scheduled to be on today, have postponed. They'll be on at a later date. So just want to get that out there. And John, you're always running around at shows. Who have you seen?
Trying to think musically, if I haven't seen
Film,
much.
music, whatever.
Films I saw last week. They came out with 2 different vampire movies. Both were good, but one was hysterically funny. This guy Jermaine Clement, who did what is
Flight
it?
of the Conchords. Yeah,
did
yeah.
a film called What We Do in the Shadows. It's like a mockumentary of this house of vampires living in New Zealand. And there's one scene where they're actually on the bus going into town. These vampires. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Wow.
I mean, who can't relate to being on a bus or seeing these guys? And the other one was Spike Lee's remake of an old vampire movie, which was good, very stylish, but I didn't like it as much as the other one.
And speaking of vampires, I finally showed you Blackula, which you had never seen,
Fantastic.
with the great William Marshall.
And Vanetta McGee.
Yeah. Vanetta McGee was beautiful. She was in the Iger Sanction. And
Right.
Thomasine and Bushrod, very underrated, with Max Julian, who was her real-life boyfriend. And she passed away a few years ago. Beautiful woman.
Really
And
beautiful.
Blackula is very entertaining, right?
Very
Kind of campy, but William Marshall was a Shakespearean actor, and he was like Christopher Lee. Yeah, very regal. Very regal.
I saw The Wicker Man the other day.
Oh, yeah,
So
great film with Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee.
And you're
then-
reading his autobiography.
That's next. I'm reading Bill Graham's autobiography now.
Uh-huh.
The great promoter, who actually is a fascinating guy. Bill Graham, his family, he was in Germany during the war, and he was a kid and was sent to live in America and was actually adopted by an American family, lived in the Bronx, worked as a waiter in the Catskills. Unfortunately, 2 of his family did pass away in the camps, which I didn't know, and I had newfound respect for Bill Graham, who was as tough as they come, but we need more geniuses. I mean, Evan, you're a great promoter. I mean, you have elements of Bill Graham in you too, I think, but
We've promoted everything from Johnny Valiant's one man, a wrestler doing a comedy show, a theatrical show.
Several of those.
Yeah. Over the years, we've promoted some interesting things. So
I think I saw once in a library. In
that's
Queens.
right.
Yeah.
So Tommy, tell us what's happening with Maverick Soul Hour and.
Have some really good stuff.
Coming up, recently I just had the privilege of getting to go see Dana Fuchs, who I believe
You rave
is,
about her.
oh my God, I mean, to me, her and Beth Hart, incredible. I can't even say enough about her. And as a human being, I loved her. We just did the Jimi Hendrix 72nd birthday at BB King's. We had Robbie Krieger. I got to interview Robbie.
All right.
That was a great show. Vince Martell from the Vanilla Fudge was there. Andre LaSalle. It was just 3 hours of Hendrix, and then at the end, like Robbie Krieger said in the interview with me, he said, I said, and then you toss in the Doors stuff at the end. He goes, well, that was a dessert.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it was very cool, very
There
cool.
you go.
And let's see. I mean, been doing a lot of local stuff. Did with one of your guests. I just did a gig with Lisa Paluzzi.
Oh yeah, she's great.
We at the Paramount in Huntington. We just did a little thing there. Actually, tonight I might do something with her out east in I don't know, someplace out there somewhere. And trying to get her out. My band is actually coming back together after a long hiatus, and we're actually going to be playing on March 7th for the first time in years in Howard Beach for a benefit over there. I don't know the name of the place, but we had our first rehearsal about a week ago, and I said, we were together for 12 years. I said, in 12 years, we have never had a rehearsal this good. It was like every song was like boom, 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 boom. I was like, wow. You know, I really expected it to be a nightmare.
We got to
but it
get
was-
you guys on this show, too.
Anytime. Two of the best guitar players, I'll put them up against anybody, anywhere. I really will. They're
right.
amazing guitarists, amazing.
Looking forward to it.
Really
Looking forward to it.
incredible, incredible.
So what we're going to do is take a very brief time out, but before we do that, John, plug your book, and we'll let everybody plug whatever they like.
Yeah, it's up there, Poems for Everyday People. If you want to contact me, it's JONWINELL at yahoo.com or Facebook, and I'll gladly, send you off a copy. We can make any arrangements.
And a live set of
Yeah, we're
poetry
going to
later
do a
in the
live
show.
set. I'm going to read one from the book and some new pieces.
And
should
you're going
be
to
fun.
show a few wrestling moves too, right?
That's
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
We're going to wrestle out this.
And Tommy, tell everybody when they could see Maverick Solo.
Every Sunday night at 8 o'clock, I have a really very unique guest from Australia coming, a band coming on tomorrow. It's I tell you, the videos suck me in. They're really different. I mean, I don't even know where to place it. It's kind of punk, between punk and rock and pop, I guess. But she's a really fabulous artist. And then next week we have Ricky Byrd coming in, who is going into the Hall of Fame next month with Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
Wow.
He's the lead
Wow.
guitarist from Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. And that is going to be an awesome show because he does do some great work aside from music with people with substance abuse and stuff. And it's going to be a deep show, and then he's going to perform live too, so it's going to be great.
There you go.
Looking forward to it. It was supposed to be last week, but with the snow, we had to cancel, so it's going to be a great show.
Tell everybody how they could listen to the new radio station here.
It's Madhouse Live 365. You go on there.
Okay.
www.madhouse live 365. And then follow the Yellow Brick Road on there. You go to the live. We're not up and running yet, but I would think within a week we should be up and running.
Okay.
So, and then you'll be able to get an app for your phone. You don't have to pay for anything anymore. Like there's a lot of good radio, but you have to pay for it. And there'll be 7 stations. You'll have country, you'll have rock, you'll have classic rock, you'll have hip hop, you'll have your choice, and it'll all be for free, so you don't have to pay. So it'll be
Beautiful,
great.
beautiful.
And guys like you, hopefully, will be doing your show, and
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Mickey B, and we got some really good people, already jumping on board. So I'm going to probably do a show too, and I'm thinking maybe even doing a show after my show about the show, with
Okay.
the guests,
Right,
maybe have
right.
some people call in because we get some big names in there and that. But, we'll see how it goes. But looking forward to it. New experience, new path we're about to jump on, and should be good. Should be good.
All right. Mike Brown's going to be at the Garden Friday night to see Hulk Hogan.
Yes, Hulk
Yeah.
Hogan Appreciation Night. And
That's
then
right.
I'll be out at the Coliseum on Sunday.
You're a glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We agree to disagree with WWE, but
Yeah.
I just love being in an arena.
Yeah,
It
me
doesn't
too.
matter where,
Me
when.
too.
Sometimes the matches, But, the good thing, like I told you before about going this Friday, is I remember when Hogan won the title back in '84, January 23rd, I believe. And I'm
Yeah.
bringing a kid from work, from Fountain House. It'll be his very first show, 19 years old. So what better way to go than see Hulk Hogan Appreciation Night for your first show?
And I remember the night Billy Graham lost the title to Backlund, February 20, 1978, because it was so traumatic.
Yes.
What time?
Tommy's looking at us like we're nuts.
What time was it?
Yeah. It was around 9:30 or so, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, Mike's going to stick around for the wrestling segment, and we will be right back, folks, with more of Legends TV and the stars of Valkyri Championship Wrestling. Don't you dare go anywhere.
For nearly a decade, Evan Ginsberg's Legends Radio has featured interviews with the greatest names in the arts and sports. Heard worldwide at legendsradio.net, the program has featured these great musical legends: Ray Manzarek of The Doors, Billy Corgan of Smashing Pumpkins, Judy Collins, Roberta Flack, and many more. Stars from movies, TV, and comedy have included Jenny McCarthy, Wayne Brady, 30 Rock's Judah Friedlander, Shelley Berman, Jackie the Joke Man Martling, David Allen Greer, and Paul Mooney. Stars of pro wrestling and MMA include Bruno Sammartino, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Superstar Billy Graham, and Frank Shamrock. Co-hosted by renowned journalist Dr. Mike Lano, Legends Radio is heard Wednesdays 7 p.m. to 9:20 p.m. Eastern Standard. We are archived 24/7 with hundreds of hours of classic interviews. Legends Radio also features the best in indie music, showcasing talent deserving wider exposure.
I'm from Brooklyn, baby. Don't forget the gravy. We are soldiers.
You missed the birth of your mother and father. Don't you dare miss Evan Ginsberg's Legends Radio.
We're going to do a live commercial. Hi, I'm Renee Marie. I'm the president of Language of Love Incorporated Foundation. I'm really happy to tell you that we're going to be doing a Language of Love telethon on March 29, 2015 from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Please look for the location on my website, ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And once again, it's ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And the show will be hosted on the Madhouse TV. It really is important for you to be aware of strokes and aphasia. Strokes is the third leading cause of death in America and the first leading cause of disability. And it really is something that plays no favoritism. And it also really comes when you're not expecting. Nobody expects to have a stroke, and nobody expects to suffer from aphasia, and it really does play making a huge impact in your life and change your life in one split second. So we look forward to having everyone join us once again on March 29, 2015 from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. And you can follow us on ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. Once again, it's ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And we look forward to seeing you. God bless.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, GMC, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with the one and only Madhouse TV.
You are the man.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching, doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com. My name is Dr. Robert.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Do dogs chase cats?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
All right, and we are back with our wrestling segment, and Chris Levin, the promoter from Valkyri Championship Wrestling, a women's promotion.
Yes, sir.
But you have a couch mostly full of guys here, so introduce everybody, Chris.
Okay, well, it's myself, Chris Levin, senior referee. We have Secretary de Defensa, Natalie. We have Ejecutivo, Jorge Estrella, and the incomparable Julius Smokes.
That's right. I remember Julius back from the doghouse days. Tell us a little about that.
Man. My brother from another mother right here, huh?
That's right.
We drink it from the fountain of youth.
Try anyway.
Best days of my life. Bobby Lambardi, CEO, master of everything. I loved it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd be marinating and serenading and wrestling. It was our craft. We practiced it to the highest level. And this is where we at right now.
And Homicide and Low Life Louie came out of the doghouse.
Yeah,
and,
Homicide, Low Life Louie.
Louie's going to be on the show in a few weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he announced his retirement.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love Louie. Louie has more, right, Mike?
Oh, yeah.
Louie has more charisma than like anybody.
Yeah.
That's right.
And he could bleed.
That
Hardcore.
too. That too.
Hardcore.
That too. and Julius, you've also worked for Ring of Honor. Tell us a little about that.
I started Ring of Honor back in 2002. I came in with Homicide, Rock Wallace, won the championship against Daniel Bryan in 06, a couple of years later. Also before then, we won the World Tag Team titles from CM Punk and Colt Cabana, the Havana Pitbulls, which is the Rock Wallace, Ricky Reyes, Rocky Romero, and we did it.
Awesome.
Oh,
awesome.
yeah, I loved it.
World class.
Yes.
World class.
And you was there to see some of it, too. I saw you.
I've been at ROH like forever.
Yeah.
I brought ROH into The Wrestler. I was associate producer on The Wrestler. I brought those guys in,
Yes.
And R.I.P. Larry Sweeney. How great was he?
Yeah.
How great was he? Absolutely.
He could go, man. It wasn't just managing too, like in the ring. He really had it all.
If he had come in the 70s, he would have been one of the all-time great heels, smooth-talking managers. He had it. The kid had it.
Yeah.
That was by temptation, though. He was a little crumb snatcher. He came right into the organization and got a title shot with what was his name? Chris Hero.
Okay.
When against Homicide up in Boston. And I gave this guy one of the meanest headbutts that you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I knew he was a pro wrestler.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was
Rest in
great.
peace,
He was great.
Larry Sweeney.
That's right.
I thought after I stiffed him like that, I wouldn't see him in the promotion anymore. He came right back. You know what I mean? I'm like, whoa, okay, this guy got some guts.
He was special.
Yeah.
Special.
That was his test.
And
pretty much.
Wasn't ROH.
It was a title match. Yeah. It was real. Everything's real.
And speaking of special, Chris, this is a great promotion you have. And
Thank
tell
you.
us what's going on. And
Well, on March 7th, we're going to make our return to New York City. That's last show we were in Woodbury Heights, New Jersey. We're outside of Philly, and now it's time to return to our old stomping ground. But we're also making our debut in Staten Island as well. That's a special afternoon show, Saturday, March 7th, alongside the Warriors of Wrestling, and I'm excited for it. It's shaping up to be one of our best cards yet, I think.
Okay. And how do you feel about working for a women's promotion?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, well, this is my first foot into the business, so I'm really excited to be working with Chris. And
Madonna like a virgin.
Yeah, exactly.
Break that virginity, baby. What's good? It's the
And I'm
best in
happy
the world.
Chris is the one taking my virginity.
It's not the first time I've heard that.
Okay. And what's your role in the promotion?
I am Jorge Estrella, and I like to consider myself the constant change. You put me in a situation, I'm going to try to change things up because that's just how I do it. And when my good friend here, Chris Levin, brought me into Valkyri, that's exactly what I did. I try to bring in a different flavor, a different spice, if you will. And I managed this girl, La Rosa Negra, who in my opinion is probably not just the best female wrestler, but probably one of the top wrestlers in the world today. This girl's, she can go, she can move, she can fight, she can fly, whatever it is, she can do it. And I'm here, I'm backing her up. I'm on the mega horn, I'm on the bullhorn, I'm spitting and talking. Natalie here, she's got our back, she's our Secretary of Defense. She's
This guy don't
keeping us in
believe
line.
shit stink until you step in it. What you say? Jesse Brooks right now is the best in the world.
Oh.
You talking about B?
That's a dream match, I think, personally. If you ask me, what
I don't see Dusty Rose in here. You talk about a dream. We're going to make it reality, March 7th. That's our opportunity.
All right.
We're not passing the ball on the goal line either. We're running it. I'm letting you know right now. Smash mouth football all the way.
Absolutely. On March 7th, we're going to see Joey Smoke's protege, Bonesaw Jesse Brooks, known as the baddest man on the planet. He's going to be the main event, taking on Casey Carlisle for the Queen of Valkyrie Championship.
There you go.
And
that's a big opportunity, man. And I'm happy for you, brother. You guys worked hard. You guys earned that. But it's also important to know that La Rosa Negra is going to be in a 2 out of 3 falls match with Hanaya, the Howling Huntress, right?
Hanaya, the Howling Huntress.
And I'm pretty sure as we've negotiated, as my secretary here has made the planning for, that match does have indeed some contendership stipulations there now.
I'm sure it will. The way we operate in Valkyrie, we have a ranking system that's not unlike MMA. And we always, these guys are having fun. We always take into consideration performances, big matches. And Hanaya and La Rosa Negra have had a feud since our first show. Valkyrie won International Joshi Grand Prix, which was May 24th of last year. And Jorge Estrella here actually got involved in that match, which saw him suspended from Valkyrie for a few months up until our last show.
Yeah, I hope
Hanaya's learned his lesson.
I honestly, here's the problem, man. You ever see like Casino? Or, Joe Pesci's talking about how he's going to do this, and he's going to go to jail, and as soon as he's going to go to jail, he's going to come right back up because he's stupid like that. I'm stupid like that, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, this year I learned my lesson about what I did to Hanaya, and I may or may not put my hands on her. You could watch the tape back on that. But the fact is, at the end of the day, it was Hanaya who cost me money out of my pocket. You know what I mean? I'm hungry. I'm trying to eat. Right?
Well, anyone who's unsure about that, they can go to ValkyrieWomens.com and go to our YouTube page, and we actually put that match up for free.
Yeah.
We're showing one match a little bit later, but there's another match we have online, Hanaya the Howling Huntress versus La Rosa Negra.
Trying to put money out of my pockets, man. That's not good.
Well, you guys can decide for yourself if you go home and watch that after this program's over.
Hey, Mike, I feel like Gordon Soley. I'm just like kicking back and listening to these
Yeah,
guys.
me too, man. It's nice.
Anyway, why don't we go to the videotape? This is Valkyrie Championship Wrestling. You're going to get an 8-minute taste of just how great this promotion is.
From the associate producer of The Wrestler, Evan Ginsberg, comes Wrestling Then and Now.
What? I think you look better with a mask on!
Learn the super secret backstage moves of professional wrestlers.
You know, he knows all those moves and can do everything, right? But
innovative ways of dealing with sexual harassment.
But I actually did make contact on his nuts, and it did hurt.
Ask yourself, what the hell is wrong with these people? Watch Saturday morning cartoons with Nikolai Volkov.
What are you doing here, Nikolai?
Yeah, save the shuttle. That's the best one, too.
Amazing likeness there.
Good looker guy.
Hear the wisdom of killer Walter Kowalski.
Think you become, the fear you become, or just say you become. Never ever be derogatory about yourself. If you're down, take the upper stand. I am Superman. I am the greatest. I am perfect.
It's a time capsule of a film. Wrestling Then and Now. Streaming to your computer, to your phone, to your TV. Download now. From the
Alright, your referee for this contest is Valkyri Senior Official Chris Levin. Introducing first, fighting out of Washington, D.C., making her Valkyrie Women's Wrestling debut, ladies and gentlemen, Renee Michelle.
Jesse, apparently I haven't made myself clear, so I'm going to make myself clear once again. Along with your Minuteman, who I can't seem to fathom and understand is he summoning someone or a woodpecker. So that being said, I don't care where you're from, who you are, what you are, or who you think you may be. But I'm not going to waste my breath. Bring your A game.
Introducing her opponent, fighting out of Brooklyn, New York. She has a cowboy record of 3 wins and 1 loss. Here comes her represented by the powerhouse, Mr. Genius Force. She is the last on the planet.
Jets in the Bronx, watch out for that left hook. Renee Michelle, we're in Philadelphia, Joe Frazier style. We gonna spread the cheese all over that baby doll. You think you pretty? You sit about breath stink? We gonna find out tonight, baby. It's gonna smell just like you, tuna fish.
You want to talk about a feeling out process? The bell isn't even rung. Julian Smokes head for the hills, a suicide dive by Renee Michelle, the Washington, D.C. native.
I'll tell you what, when the card was released, this is one of the matches I was looking forward to the most, and this is already delivered.
It's already over. It's a 1 count. It's a 1 count. My goodness.
We have the up-and-coming Renee Michelle going up against the baddest bitch on the planet, Jesse, the Bonesaw Brooks.
But right now, I'll tell you what, Renee Michelle is off to the races, and I was not expecting it, especially this early in the contest. And back to reality, Miss Renee
back to
Michelle.
reality, absolutely right. And
my
take a look at the look on Jessie Brooks' face. She is not here to play. She is not here to have fun. She is here to do, as her shirt says, knock bitches out.
Yes, indeed. Contrary to what I feel some of the women in this locker room do on their shirt, which would say, I make great sandwiches, she knocks bitches out.
Come on.
And that's going to be it. I'm sorry. Kick out at 2. And I'll tell you what, I don't care how early it is. That is remarkable that she kicked out this early. And
absolutely. Because out of all the people in the Valkyrie locker room, I think Jessie Brooks, pound for pound, is the best, not only pure striker, but also best suplexer in the entire locker room.
Absolutely. Her finishing maneuver that nobody has been able to kick out of yet this year in Valkyrie, the T-bone suplex. You want to talk about a great move? A power slam, a cover. Only gets 2 of it. You want to talk about a powerful move? Her T-bone suplex is Black Angus grade T-bone suplex, if I do say so myself.
That's high quality.
That's the best quality. Black Angus beef. T-bone. Do the math.
And look at the angle that Jessie Brooks is just bending the body of Renee Michelle right now.
Absolutely. A textbook camel clutch there. And with a hip drop there to Renee. Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, Mr. Julius Smokes very much in the building. He's looking right at me. I'm only a little scared.
The J train has arrived. Let me tell you something.
I'm from Cambridge, Mass.
Huge charging forearm right to the chest. Hooks that far leg. And Renee Michelle, very resilient, much like Deonna we saw in the previous match. A resilient rookie.
Gee, both saw Jessie Brooks. What is this? He's up for a gory special-like maneuver. And indeed, she's wrenching it. The barrister of Bria on the outside, guiding Jessie Brooks here so far in Valkyrie. Referee Chris Levin.
Into a gory bomb, nicely done.
Faced first into the canvas. And that's what's so dangerous about Jessie Brooks. Every time she lands a maneuver, every time she hits a strike, it could spell the finish of the match. It could spell disaster for her opponent.
Sure, high impact all around. Look at those forearm shots.
Oh, wait a minute. Renee Michelle says no to Jessie Brooks. Looking for a neck breaker. And catches her.
She turned around to a face buster.
Could be looking for the upset too. Only gets 2. Julius Smokes. Julius Smokes beside himself there on the outside.
Just becoming unhinged on the outside there.
Emil, in reality, how long do you think you could last in a match and or a fight with the bone saw? Let's be real, as the kids are saying these days. How long would you last?
10 seconds.
10 seconds?
10 seconds.
I think that's a little bit adventurous. 10 seconds.
That's including me walking up to her and saying, I'm kind of sure I want to do this.
I could only hope so. Renee Michelle now, a little bit groggy. Worse for the wear.
Hey, let's give me that T-bone. There it is.
And ladies and gentlemen, nobody is kicked out of it yet. And today is no different. Jessie Brooks, there's a young child crying. She is afraid of Bonesaw. Guess what? I don't blame her. That is the woman to beat here in Valkyrie.
Definitely.
I think she's got her eyes on the prize, if you know what I mean, Emil.
Definitely. Very valiant effort from Renee Michelle, but an incredibly dominant performance out of the Bonesaw.
This is gonna get dangerous. Here we are.
I got that Bill Cosby! March the 7th, we coming for the world title. The main event match tonight, whoever wins that, you gotta face the Bulls, and we're gonna spread the cheese all over you crackers.
right, Valkyri Championship Wrestling. And Chris, tell us one more time where we could see the March 7th show.
It's going to be in Staten Island on Victory Boulevard at Fun Station USA. That's Saturday, March 7th, 3 p.m. Doors open, 4 p.m. bell time. And it's going to be a hell of a show. We have a lot of great talent. We have Bass Women on the Planet with Julius Smokes, Bonesaw Jesse Brooks taking on Casey Carlisle for the Queen of Valkyrie. We've got La Rosa Negra versus Hanaya the Howling Huntress in a 2 out of 3 falls match. We have former WCW competitor Lil Jeannie, who...
I know Lil Jeannie, yeah.
We'll hopefully see, she's going to be competing against Ashley America.
She's a real veteran. She's been around a while, yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's someone who I feel like she's kind of brought about a renaissance of women's wrestling back in the day. Like, the style you see her doing in the 90s, it was the same style they're doing in the 50s, and the same style any good woman is doing today.
All right.
Any good woman or man, any good wrestler is doing today, I should say. And we're also going to see a lot of great talent like Sumi Sakai, Lexia
She's
Avery.
awesome.
Sumi Sakai.
From Japan.
She's tremendous.
Where does she live, in Jersey?
She lives in New Jersey now.
Yeah, I know her.
She's built from Jersey Shore, Japan.
Yeah, that's right.
She's an MMA competitor. She kicks ass. She's incredible.
This ain't Showtime at the Apollo. This is not amateur night, is it?
No, no.
So you said if we win the championship, when we win the championship,
Jesse Brooks, she'd be the Queen of Valkyrie if
we're not gonna be complacent. That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
we
man.
shouldn't be complacent.
No, man, we
definitely not, because I'm pretty sure, I'm gonna be taking my girl as high as she can go, and if Brooks is up top, and I'm trying to climb to the
I don't know
top,
where you rank that right now. You know what I mean? So I don't know what you're talking about. I see your mouth moving, but you ain't saying a damn thing to the J Train.
Damn, all
Just
right.
wait till
You know
the
what I'm
7th.
saying?
She got it.
Just wait till the 7th. You'll see what we're talking about.
Well, you know, I don't put my hands on women. I'm not Ray Rice, but Jesse Brooks does.
All right. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk wrestling in general, WWE, indies, and everything in between right after this very brief timeout.
1.3 million women are victims of physical assault by an intimate partner each year. According to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, the majority of cases aren't reported to the police. Most people who are in an abusive relationship don't even know they're in one. The truth is, all abusive relationships boil down to one thing: control.
How do you like it? My new dress.
Are you out of your mind? You look like a prostitute. We're not going out with you dressed up like that in public.
But what am I supposed to wear?
Wear something decent. You can't wear that out in public. We're going to be late. Get back in there and pick a different outfit. I'm going to go run some errands. I'll be back in 30 minutes. Please be ready, okay?
Fine, I'll change. Fine.
Abuse is not always physical, leaving wounds that are visible on the outside. Emotional abuse is just as painful, only these wounds are hidden on the inside.
Are you out of your mind? You're crazy. You look like a prostitute.
Know that abuse is abuse, no matter what the form.
Look at me.
Oh my God, what's wrong with me?
Physical abuse scars the body,
I just wanted to love me.
but mental abuse scars the mind.
What you just saw was an example of a relationship that is emotionally abusive. Nobody has the right to tell you how to dress or how to act. If someone really cares for you, they won't tear you down. They will build you up.
How do you like it?
Wow. You look great. Fantastic. But then again, you look great all the time.
Thank you. I was hoping you'd like it. It's my new dress. I bought it just so we could go out tonight.
You look stunning.
Thank you. But I think I'm going to take a sweater just in case it gets cold tonight.
Great idea. I'm going to take one too. Let's go.
All relationships are not perfect, but a healthy relationship is when two people bring out the best in each other and have each other's good in mind. Take your time to know someone instead of rushing into something. It is better not to involve yourself with an abusive person than to try and get out of a domestic violence situation.
If someone is abusive to you and you need help, please call the Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-SAFE. They have highly trained experts available 24/7 who will speak with you confidentially and offer information regarding the unhealthy aspects of your relationship, resources, or immediate support for victims to find safety and live lives free of abuse. Domestic violence affects us all.
It affects us all.
Nos afecta a todos.
It affects us all.
모두에게 영향을 줍니다.
Che ci ricarte tutte.
It affects us all.
Domestic violence.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Just want to recommend this new book, Kamala Speaks, by Kamala, James Harris, his real name, and Kenny Casanova, who was an indie manager. And they have a little quote from me in the book as well. So check it out, folks. You'll enjoy it. This is my book, Apartment 4B, like in Brooklyn, and growing up in East Flatbush in the 60s and 70s. The turbulent East Flatbush of the 60s and 70s. We have a lot of pop culture and pro wrestling. And for you old school wrestling fans, I brought this for Mike Brown. Tolis Blassie, the first closed circuit, the first pay-per-view. Nice. So anyway, and the co-feature, the Sheik and Bobo Brazil. Wow. Right? So
Bobo.
That's right. So anyway, some wrestling and Fast Lanes this Sunday. Does anybody care? I know Mike's a big WWE fan.
I care.
Okay. So what's going to happen, Brian? Daniel Bryan going to win?
I'd like to see him win. I don't know, but because everything switches up so fast now, you know, it changes from hour to hour. So I'd like to see him
Roman
win.
Reigns, Daniel Bryan.
Roman Reigns, I just feel like he's being shoved down our throats.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not quite ready yet.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I liked what they did on this past Monday. They kind of gave both guys like a more edge to them in terms of not just being both of them being you know, baby faces and all that. They kind of gave them a little edge there, kind of towing the line. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see where they're going to take that Sunday.
All right. And speaking of interesting, Bobby Fulton from the Fantastics got on the internet the other day and stated that Vince McMahon should pay all the wrestlers on the network for their appearances on these, you know, wrestling matches that they did 30 years ago. What's your take on that?
I read it. You put it up on Facebook. You know, I agree. I mean, royalties are paid with music, right?
Yeah.
And film should be with wrestling as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because if the Junkyard Dog died broke, that's unbelievable. I mean, all the cartoons, the merchandise that they had out back then. I was all over the Bronx grabbing all the DVDs.
Right.
Had all the rubber dolls. They had John Studd, Andre the Giant, Junkyard Dog, all these guys. And they families not having no money right now. Wow.
I mean, Junkyard Dog could sell out an arena.
I saw him headline the Garden.
Yeah, but it always goes to somebody else's pocket.
Right.
You don't copyright and trademark your material. I don't want to go too far into
But I'm
that.
saying that's how big he was for him to die the way he did, broke.
Definitely.
So
But-
what do you say to a Jim Ross or whomever who has stated publicly that a lot of guys have squandered their money on wine, women, and song? I think a lot of these guys were never paid what they deserved back in the day. Kamala told me some of his paydays versus Hogan in sold-out arenas, and you would cringe. You would cringe if you heard it.
Yeah.
What's your
smoke
take on that?
screen. It was a smoke screen, literally. It was highway robbery. But at the same time, it opened the door to give everybody else the opportunity to make the money they do right now because of the injustice that took place back then. So, you know.
Okay, but
I think it evens out.
A John Cena, a a Randy Orton. These guys are making good money. But the vast majority of these guys, if you look at NXT, we filmed this out on Long Island in New York. There are school teachers making more money than NXT wrestlers. I mean,
Yeah,
there are
NXT 's
school
not making
teachers
that
making
much.
140 grand out here.
NXT, I think they only make like, I want to say, I could be wrong. I think they're only making like maybe three a show.
I don't know, but
they're not making that
they're
much.
not making a lot of money.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
Okay.
All right. So NXT right now, it's, I think, a great thing, probably one of the best things to happen in terms of having that performance center, having a place where you get to learn from guys like Dusty Rhodes, Robbie Brookside, Sarah Del Rey, like really great people. The reality of the situation is the performance center, NXT, all of it, while it's great and it's a good thing for business, it's losing money. Running the show every week, putting the show together, that's losing money. Now putting that show on the road, that's losing money. All they could do right now is give these guys an opportunity to get through NXT, and then eventually, that's always been the thing, right? Vince McMahon's always said, I'm giving you guys an opportunity. I can't offer this much money, but I can give you the opportunity to eventually make this much.
I wouldn't say that's losing money. I would definitely look at it as a long-term investment.
I know that's what I'm saying, but it is losing money now.
It's a long-term thing. Like, I'm sure if you look at about some of the books of Ohio Valley Wrestling, maybe they lost a few hundred each show, but produces guys like Batista, Randy Orton,
right.
John Cena. It more than makes it back with interest.
Exactly, and I'm sure Cena. No, exactly, but I'm sure when they started,
Young CEO, like David Dash was back in the day.
Cena wasn't getting paid
like Puff Daddy.
that money in the
They
beginning.
was 25 years old, baby, when they started that rap game, and that's what I'm saying. That's what Valkyri's going right now.
I hope so.
Well, let me flip it. What about guys like Prince Devitt and Kenta, who are world-class wrestlers who, are providing dirt cheap programming for the WWE Network, which brings in new viewers, which brings in young viewers? I mean, maybe they should be compensated more than they are.
Well, I don't know what their financial situation is, but another good.
They're taking pay cuts to do this.
All right, and Booker. Here's a good example. 2001, WCW gets bought out. A lot of guys decided to stick with the $3 million that AOL was paying them, no problem. A guy like Booker T said, well, this might be my chance. I'm going to take a substantial pay cut to maybe make more money down the road. And I think he ended up getting a better career out of it, personally.
Okay.
Being a team player.
I wouldn't look at it like that. I would look at it like, I'm sure guys like Kenta and Prince Devitt were making a very handsome living off of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And, I imagine developmental, when you train, it's like a camaraderie between everyone. It's almost like, I don't want to say it's like boot camp, because I've never been to boot camp, but it's tough times that you work together. And if you find out that one or two guys is getting preferential treatment, that's going to create a discontent with everyone. So it's not going to be good.
I'm going to flip it one more time because as a liberal, I'm always on the side of the worker and not the corporation. You have 2 campaigns for Linda McMahon, which cost about $90 million. There was no problem coming up with $90 million. You had Triple H and Steph in a private jet going to the Super Bowl. How come they don't have more money for the wrestlers?
Man,
sorry, boss. I
I'm
don't mean to make you the heel.
As I perform myself as a referee, I will never argue against the boys making more money. However, if just knowing the realities of everyday life, if I was told I could make $50,000 to $60,000 to $70,000 per year in the developmental, learning from the top minds in the industry, getting paid to do that instead of paying, I think that's a great deal.
Yeah.
I don't think Daniel Bryan has had one match in WWE, as great as he is, that touched him and Nigel McGuinness in ROH. They're teaching them to work WWE style, which I don't enjoy anywhere near as much as some of their previous work.
I'm going to give you a story about Daniel Bryan when we was in the Hammerstall Ballroom in the Ring of Honor. Had to be like 2007, 2006. CM Punk and everybody else got signed already. So Daniel Bryan and I was talking in the back. I'm like, so what's up with you? Why you ain't signed? You said smoke because they said I ain't got no personality.
Wow.
And I'm like, whenever they want to anoint you, wherever they want you, they're going to give you a personality. I was right. Yes! Yes!
There you go.
Yes!
There you go. And Natalie, the women wrestlers, they are not paid as well as the men. That's a known fact. TNA also, they have not really paid the women what they should be paid. So basically, let's say you fulfill your dream and you make it to WWE or TNA down the road. You have a short window of opportunity. You have 1 or 2 or 3 years, and how can you capitalize on a career in wrestling when you know there are real limitations with women.
It's all about first impressions. You gotta just get out there and make your first, real impact, and then from there it goes on.
Yeah, if you make your first time debuting and you debut as a B player, you have to climb that ladder. But if you debut as an A
But
player,
even if you climb that ladder, there's still real limitations dollar-wise for the women.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, do you see
So
down the
you're talking
road,
double?
like a Tori Wilson, getting into acting, modeling, whatever? Because that's really where the money is.
Yeah, and it's a shame because like if you go to like a WWE match, when the divas come on, everybody just goes and gets popcorn and go gets beer. No one really has that respect anymore for women's wrestling.
NXT, they have some good women's
They
matches.
do. Sasha Banks and Charlotte, they're sick.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing now, and we were talking about this earlier. This is a whole new time now. This is like a renaissance, and like you see the MMA. Ronda Rousey came in; she's a star, and she's making good money.
Superstar, yeah.
And they're starting to see that down there in NXT.
But Ronda Rousey is acting and modeling, and she sees getting punched in the head as a limited window of opportunity.
As launch pad,
exactly,
And
exactly.
even for UFC, the card girls are getting paid more than Ronda Rousey. Like it doesn't make sense. Yeah.
I don't know about that. Really?
No, yeah.
Really?
There's just an article that just came out.
Well, Rousey might be getting money off of sponsorships and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't
True.
know.
Not only do I think that the women in the WWE should be paid an equal amount, I think they should also get more equal time. Like even if it's not 4 matches and 4 matches, even if it's just 1 or 2 matches, they need to make those matches count. And they're not doing
The
it on
entrances are
television.
longer than the matches sometimes.
Yeah, because that's what they care about. It's the eye candy.
Smokes has something to say.
My problem with the independence, the chicken circuit, you know what I mean, is that Bobby Lambardi started us as pros in 97, 98, and my first pay cut from Bobby Lambardi was $100. Why should I accept anything underneath that? And it's 2015.
Ridiculous.
It's bananas. It's ridiculous. I would have never gotten this industry if I know that you was trying to rape us or rob us like that. I worked for a promotion before where, I don't give no names, you know who you are. You're going to be charging people at the door, selling merchandise in there with my name on it and all that other stuff, but you're going to say that you're not paying me? Where you get that at?
Wrestlers.
You gotta be out your cotton picking mind, B. I slash that whole table over and take what's mine like the rappers did in the 90s. You're not gonna be selling T-shirts and all that other stuff, and I'm not getting a cut out of it. That's why I copyrighted my name, trademarked my stuff. Yeah. Do it now. I got you. Going straight to the bank on you. They don't teach you that in wrestling school. How to trademark your stuff, how to get money out this industry. The game was to be sold, not told. I'm talking too much?
Yeah.
Well, I want to throw something in. You mentioned Bobby Lombardi, and I'd be remiss to be sitting next to this guy right here. A lot of Saturday nights in the doghouse watching K-Train do his thing.
Blood, sweat, and tears. And
yelling at me.
wasn't looking to get paid.
Cursing at me, and I cursed right back, and it was great.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Because they said in the future, you will. This is a pro wrestling academy. It's a school. And I think that you have a lot of couch potatoes that never played football ever in their life. They never had any athletic experience. They don't know the chain of command. Why you want to be a wrestler all of a sudden? You just get out the chair at 22, 23 years old, you want to be a wrestler? You never played any type of sports. My problem sometime in the Ring of Honor, I don't really think it was real athletes sometime there. Why are you nervous looking at me crazy? I'm giving high fives. Just like I play AAU basketball and football. I've got that intensity in the back. I'm black. That's how we act. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm a team player. But you have somebody, yo, Smokes is crazy. I think you need to get him out of here. But I never did anything destructive behind the scenes. I was just always a team player. But it must have ruffled somebody's feathers the wrong way because you're not a real athlete. You haven't been around real athletes. You never been in the NFL locker room before? NBA? What they doing? Yeah. That's the same thing I do, right or wrong.
Absolutely.
Don't you love it?
I love it, man. Valkyrie has one of the...
I'm glad you had me here.
Man, I'm very thankful
I'm
to
the
be having you
energy
here.
god. I'm like Elephant Man.
That's one of the
I'm the
really
energy
refreshing...
god.
You're the guy to bring on the talk shows. Yeah.
That's one of the most refreshing things about Valkyrie. I mean, I travel around and I get into a lot of locker rooms. Some of them it feels like you're walking on eggshells. Some of them it just feels a lack of energy. But everyone's really trying to help everyone at Valkyrie. And I'm not just saying that. I'm really not. I'm really proud of what we've cultivated there. It's good vibes, each person wants the best out of the other. It's not, oh, I want to take that person's spot. Like, no, everyone wants to build everyone else, so we as a product can grow.
All right.
And that's your WrestleMania that night. That's your Survivor Series. You know better than your last show.
Yeah.
Go out there and spit and win and see what happens. That's what Dick Murdoch said a long time ago. You know I'm old school
Dick
wrestling.
Murdoch was great.
Yeah, he said
Yeah.
spit and win and see what happens.
R.I.P. Dick Murdoch. Smokes, you involved with music also, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little about that.
Well, with the Ring of Honor, you know, when I was doing the Vulture Squad with Jack Evans, Ruckus, and Jigsaw.
Jack Evans still in Mexico? Kid's great.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah.
You know, Teddy Hart and Jack Evans took me out to Canada years ago, and they created a new match. I had to blow it up, guys. I'm surprised you didn't do it. Where they put trampolines around the ring, and they was doing moves coming off the trampoline
Wow.
into the ring. Jack Evans was doing stuff I never seen before, guy. Yo, dogs, I don't know what happened to that match, but that was a match only for Teddy Hart.
Teddy Hart's controversial, but that kid is great. Great.
Hart is
World class.
But the
World
stuff
class.
that was doing up the trampolines outside the ring, jumping into the ring, you'll be able to see that, man. You'll be like, what the hell is this? Y'all guys are incredible. But, yeah, I'm doing music. And Buddha Heads, which is the name of the group, Trauma Squad is one of the songs that I've done. But right now I'm working with Burns Luciano, which is Shaolin from the Doghouse. Yes, hella producer. And with Lalo the Don, he did music with Nicki Minaj.
We got to get some of you guys on the show here. We have hip-hop artists all the time. We do,
okay,
absolutely. You want to do some freestyle real quick? No, I put you on the spot.
Yeah, why not? I live in Dallas, South Bronx, home of Tigers and Lions. I'm throwing up the X like I'm Dez Bryant. My name is Julius Smokes, devil son-in-law. That mean I got a serpent tied in my drawers. I'm the American dream, black dusty rose. No justice, no peace, here go my one flow.
There you go. There
You
you
know
go.
what I mean?
Live.
Yes.
Freestyle. Thank you.
Little
Thank
something.
you. I couldn't end on a better note than that, folks. When we come back, we're going to have some live poetry. So we're going to go from wrestling, hip-hop, poetry. We do it all here in an eclectic mix. I want to thank everybody. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
One more time. Plug the match one more time.
Saturday, March 7th. Doors open at 3 p.m. Bell time's 4 p.m. You can find out all of that and more at ValkyrieWomens.com. You can find all of our previous shows, highlights, videos, everything. It's going to be a great show. Please come out. Whether you're a fan of women, women's wrestling, or just pro wrestling in general, just being entertained, come check it out.
You missed the birth of your mother and father. Don't you dare miss March 7th. Right, Mike?
That's right, we're going.
That's right, we're going.
We'll be there.
That's right, we got a commitment. All right, Mike Brown, wrestling journalist, wrestling historian. Thank you all, really
Thanks, guys.
appreciate it. Thank you. We'll be right back with poet Jon Winell.
Stretching under sedation, or manipulation under anesthesia, is a very gentle, very precise procedure to very slowly release any scar tissue that is formed as a result of a traumatic injury. Many people ask, how does this work? Will I get hurt? Will you stretch me too far? We only stretch the body part to its normal range of motion. After completing the post-MUA rehabilitation program, it's very common that our patients say to us, hey, I can play ball with my kid again. Hey, I can bowl again. Hey, I can enjoy hiking again. This is what makes it rewarding to us as practitioners.
We're going to do a live commercial. Hi, I'm Renee Marie. I'm the president of Language of Love Incorporated Foundation. I'm really happy to tell you that we're going to be doing a Language of Love telethon on March 29, 2015 from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Please look for the location on my website, ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And once again, it's ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And the show will be hosted on the Madhouse TV. It really is important for you to be aware of strokes and aphasia. Strokes is the third leading cause of death in America and the first leading cause of disability. And it really is something that plays no favoritism. And it also really comes when you're not expecting. Nobody expects to have a stroke, and nobody expects to suffer from aphasia, and it really does play make a huge impact in your life and change your life in one split second. So we look forward to having everyone join us once again on March 29th, 2015 from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. And you can follow us on ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. Once again, it's ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And we look forward to seeing you. God bless. We're going to do a live commercial.
For nearly a decade, Evan Ginsberg's Legends Radio has featured interviews with the greatest names in the arts and sports. Heard worldwide at legendsradio.net, the program has featured these great musical legends: Ray Manzarek of The Doors, Billy Corgan of Smashing Pumpkins, Judy Collins, Roberta Flack, and many more. Stars from movies, TV, and comedy have included Jenny McCarthy, Wayne Brady, 30 Rock's Judah Friedlander, Shelley Berman, Jackie the Joke Man Martling, David Allen Greer, and Paul Mooney. Stars of pro wrestling and MMA include Bruno Sammartino, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Superstar Billy Graham, and Frank Shamrock. Co-hosted by renowned journalist Dr. Mike Lano, Legends Radio is heard Wednesdays 7 p.m. to 9:20 p.m. Eastern Standard. We are archived 24/7 with hundreds of hours of classic interviews. Legends Radio also features the best in indie music, showcasing talent deserving wider exposure.
Brooklyn, baby, don't forget the gravy. We are soldiers.
You missed the birth of your mother and father. Don't you dare miss Evan Ginsberg's Legends Radio.
Okay, this has been a fun week. We had Presidents, Mardi Gras, Ash Wednesday, Chinese New Year, and Madhouse TV all in the same week. And lady wrestling. Wow, what's more far out than that? So I'm going to read a couple from the book and some new ones. This is called The Skies of Fire. Walk with me down to the river. The cold winter air is burning. How many before have cast shadows into this darkness? Would you tell me secrets, the trees leaning into each word? Can you hear echoes, light fizzling beneath the waves? It was here you taught me to listen to the breath of mermaids. If you close your eyes, they'd touch you in the night. Walk with me in these gentle hours, cool mists twirling and whispering. Perhaps this is where all memory begins, in these few moments before the shattering light is born. Morning bird calls. Sparkle of gray light warms ice-covered branches. Hidden thrush, the moonbird, opens its throat to drink away the moon. Thoughts unfurl like a wave washing footprints. The terror of evening has once again passed. Frigid hands clutching throats and papers, the turning of pages, entries into some golden testament. Morning's light beckons for entry, baring its bloody teeth, and we succumb to rise again, clinging to sentiments like holy books, to greet another day. This poem is dedicated to those who have come and those who have passed, and even to Jerry Garcia. There's a little reference. Those walls come tumbling down. How was one to know smoldering guitars assault in Nassau, not Bahamas, but gritty, crumbling concrete arena somewhere in the east? Full of Persian smoke, seats unfurling like a pirate's Jolly Roger, all skull and crossbones like. Open envelope of pure death, sleeve pulled, eyes rolling back like a white shark feeding, singing, I shall be released, the needle drawing blood from the moon. It's now 26 lifetimes hence, one wife gone, little demon imp, 5 going on 50 this May. No one saw the reaper raise his scythe that fateful evening and drag all those upon his ship. Choppy waters that pulled everyone into the bay, taking all those souls, including the 9-fingered wolf. White lightning at midnight. Gray overhang, the city is enmeshed in a turmoil of uncertainty. The underground crowded, a playful silence prevails. Children pulsate, gaping with electric competition into devices as colors bounce and fall, fluttering like awakened butterflies when their stations are announced. Winds growl afternoon into evening, blue reflected off a parade of white that covers everything. Isarene twinkles fancy, her arms covered in entwined serpents, wishes safe passage, exits into an unknown world. Music tantamount to freedom travels through hallways and apartments as journeys never fully end. White lightning's crystals swirls at midnight for a brief note towards their return to the sea and another gray overhang. Sweeping me off your feet. Ice blue scratch chill, the screaming winds, the hurling snow, time's lost hurricane dances its fiery curls through the wires and glass of the city. Cold rooms breathe, vivid as smoke. You jangle stories like songs, wearing the tongue of Medusa around your neck. God Shiva, reclining Buddha, old tales. He pushed that broom at me with his, he pushed at me with that broom. They've given me the devil's eye. Mr. J, what can I do? Don't let him sweep me off your feet. The city is an oyster which we scratch to produce our pearls. This one's called Portrait of an Old Man. What passes before tired eyes travels from coast to coast, Asia, Jerusalem, the pillars of Delancey where bridges drop burdens into the cold. Is the sun that much different far from the city? One hand holds the scepter, a regal reminder of frailty, as steps no longer are a certainty. The moist sense of time swirl as chemistry in the mind. Dresses turn as kind women embrace, stealing and breaking hearts within the substance of travel and war. Faces of ghosts ooze onto a plane of dreams, friends no longer reachable, songs that lift above the clouds, golden memories grip grumbling seas as ships with tailored sails lean towards faraway places, full of sounds of drums and exotic birds screaming and singing. I just wanted to read one more from the book. It's called To Lie Beneath a Pillow of Stars. A soft breath of light burns across the window glass. through which all illusion shatters. Evening shudders cool electricity upon a restless town. Thoughtless dreams where innocents roam blindly, unknown dangers tempting, drinking moisture from the air with 10,000 inflamed tongues. A young woman walks down to the river, the cool air ticking, remembering when winter was pleasurable, laughing in the snow, grazing upon a night sky beneath a pillow of stars. The glass that once held is now splintered. Her reflection, a glimmer of a dying candle, smoke endlessly encircling her eyes, takes one last breath from a filtered cigarette and rises to seduce the shadows. Thank you. Thanks, Evan. Thanks, Madhouse.